welcome everyone to an episode of Camilla and I, and we're on Superbike, and that can only mean one thing: we're carrying on with our 50 greatest tips here from my hometown Salisbury in the UK. So let's get on Superbike and explore. Oh god, getting old. Should have got the crossover bike. Oh, unisex, it's all the rage these days. Oh. Yeah, so here we are back where we started our greatest tips tour on Superbike, St Mark's, and yeah, what a lovely location. Already seen a kestrel this morning, and indeed that's the photo I'll show you from this area, but we'll show that after the tip. The tip from St Mark's is glass or camera. If you've got a choice of whether to go for a camera or a lens, what's the best choice to go for? A new camera or a new lens? Well, the pro tip from St Mark's is go for the lens, because a lens tends to never go out of style and will indeed last you quite a few years, whereas a camera body could change every 2 or 3 years. So go for lens, not body, if you have to choose. So that's the first tip. And then yeah, we'll link to the photo from here is of a kestrel, because there's a pair of kestrels that nest in a local cemetery. Ooh, spooky. Well, here we are at Laverstock Meadows, one of my favourite local locations, only a mile from my home, and even quicker on Superbike. What a lovely little location. The tip from Laverstock Water Meadows is perfection is a nightmare in wildlife photography, and yeah, this is one of the issues we face as wildlife photographers, going for perfection. And yeah, it's not an easy thing to go for. There are marvellous photos out there, but just remember all the photos we don't see. People present their best on Instagram and Twitter, and you can't stay on top of everything. It's not perfection in wildlife photography. Is what we all strive for, but what we actually get is probably something completely different. So we can't win all the time. So tip number 29 is perfection is a nightmare in wildlife photography. Don't go there. So I thought at that last spot, as I haven't taken anything there, I'd give a link to well, near perfection. I don't think one of my shots of a coot flying across a lake, taken at Ham Wall RSPB in Somerset, not actually at this location, but I suppose it's the nearest to perfection of a coot reflection shooting across a lake. So yeah, near perfection. Just a bit different. A link to near perfection. Here at Laverstock Meadows for tip number 30. And tip number 30 is give back to nature. So I'm a member of Wiltshire and Hants Wildlife Trusts here in the UK, and also obviously an RSPB member as well, and in addition a National Trust member. And also I belong to the local camera club as well. So I basically give photos to all these organisations, and indeed I was actually a volunteer for the National Trust when they did group leadership volunteer conservation tasks. I used to do that in my youth, but anyway, when you were allowed to do group activities, you have to do solo activities now, so watch on. Anyway, so that's the tip. Tip number 30 is don't just take, and what you give you do get back in spades as well, because the more you give, the more tips you get, and it's just karma. What comes around goes around, or what goes around comes around. Give back to nature. Tip number 30. So the photo I'll present from here is of a buzzard taken in this very area, and there are indeed apparently little owls, but I've failed to see them yet, or and I don't know if they're actually around now, actually, because I was a bit late to this area, despite the fact living here for Anyway, if you do want to photograph the little owl, I recommend the Wilt's Wildlife Hides, Matt Minnis. He's got a marvellous hide set up near Trowbridge in Wiltshire, so get on down to him. Haven't been there yet, but hope to be going soon. So the photo from here is of a magnificent buzzard. Do love the odd buzzard. Well, tip number 33 from Laverstock Meadows and the Highland cattle is with these magnificent creatures, be humble. If you want to learn, be humble. You have to take advice from other people, and you're not going to know everything. I don't know everything about cows, no, so you have to take advice. So the photo from here is thanks to Alan Forder in the New Forest. Photo of a stag. I had to be humble to get the shot. I had to take advice from an expert, and don't forget, if you want to get the shots, be humble. So the final tip from the boardwalks looking over the river at Lovestock Meadows is the 5 P's. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And don't I know it today? I largely came out today to photograph this video, but I committed the cardinal sin. My camera, Camilla, has run out of battery, and I haven't got a spare with me. So just remember, proper planning prevents piss poor performance, or no performance at all in this case. So the photo actually taken from here at the boardwalks, Lovestock Meadows, is of an otter. Amazing. Save the best till last from this area, I suppose. I was photographing a grey wagtail, I think it was at the time. Anyway, as luck would have it, I thought what I saw was a giant rat dropping into the water further downstream, but it happened to be an otter. So I was able to get some high ISO shots of the nostrils of an otter as it slipped into the water and just calmly went past me as I sat there quietly. It was completely unruffled by me taking the photos. So incredible to get so close, within 3 or 4 meters of an otter. Amazing. So the photo from here is of an otter. So I think that's tip number 32, 33, lost count already, one of the two. Anyway, yeah, that just about wraps it up for my 50 greatest tips. I think we got, yeah, number 33 I think we got to. Anyway, so don't forget to like, subscribe and follow for more of my 50 greatest tips. More coming when I've got a battery in the camera. And yeah, it's been fun. So hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye from Camilla, without a battery, and myself, Mark Cooper.